DEARMAN is a very long acronym, and the reason you use this skill is to get what you want. All throughout our lives, we need to navigate this world, making sure we're getting our needs met, but also making sure that we don't hurt the relationship we have with other people when we're asking to get those needs met. And this is an incredibly important skill for recovery. So let's dive right in. The D stands for describe. I want to sleep at Katie's house on Saturday. Now, the thing to be careful about with describe is you need to describe everything, all of the details, because if you leave things out, other people will fill in the part you left out. So if you just say, I want to sleep at Katie's on Saturday, they might think, yeah, you and 6 other people and her parents are probably out of town. I bet there's going to be alcohol. So you just got to say exactly what you want. I would like to sleep at Katie's house on Saturday. I'll be the only person sleeping over. Both of her parents will be there. The next E is for express. Tell them what it means to you. Don't assume that people know how important something is or what emotions you have. I'd like to sleep at Katie's house because it would make me feel both proud and happy. We've been working so hard on recovery and I've really missed out on a lot of normal kid things. I'd really like to be able to do this. The A is for assert. Ask for what you want. So often when we're talking with someone about what we want or what we need, we talk and we talk and we talk, but we never specifically say what we'd like. I would like you to say, yes, I can spend the night at Katie's on Saturdays. And the last one is R, reinforce. What is in it for them? This is where you add, I will eat dinner before I go over to Katie's house so you know that I get all of my nutrition, and I will make sure I come home by 8:30 the next morning so I can have breakfast with you to make sure that I get my nutrition. So think about, when you're reinforcing, think about what's important to the other person and make sure that they know that you recognize that. Now, the last 3 letters, MAN, M-A-N, is not what you do, but how you do it. So the M stands for being mindful and being in the moment. You want to make sure that you stay on the thing that you're asking for. So often when we are asking for something, we kind of throw in everything. So the important thing is to stay on the topic at hand. So if you're asking to sleep over at Katie's, this isn't the time to bring up, well, you said we were going to do this 2 weeks ago and the camping trip got canceled and I wanted to do, just stay on the one thing that you want to talk about. The next one is A, appear confident. It just works better. It's okay that you're nervous to ask for things, but if you're whispering and you're hunched over, that's not going to get you the yes that you want. So appear confident. Know that if you know that sleeping over at Katie's is going to be okay for you in your recovery, you should confidently ask for that. And then the last one is the N, negotiate. Find the common ground. Maybe your parents will say, I don't know, I'm really nervous about you getting your nighttime snack. Would you be willing to FaceTime us while you're at Katie's and eat the nighttime snack with us? Say yes, meet them in the middle, show a willingness to negotiate. All right, so that is DEARMAN, and I am so excited to talk with Maris and JD about how they have used DEARMAN. So Maris, let's start with you. I'd love to hear about a time when either you or one of the patients that you've worked with used DEARMAN to ask one of their parents what they needed from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think describe is a really key part of this because parents really fairly and reasonably, if there's things left to the imagination, you have to assume that maybe the eating disorder voice is coming in there. And so if you're able to really stand up for what you need, but be very clear about it, I think you can put everybody on the same page in a more effective way. And so when I think about the holidays, I think about my family's always done Thanksgiving with a lot of people and buffet style. And I was feeling pretty nervous about that our first few years, where there's going to be a lot of people around. I know some family members tend to make comments about what's on your plate. And I could imagine myself getting really overwhelmed, having to stand at that buffet line and pick what I needed while the eating disorder voice is pretty loud in there. And so being able to clearly say to my parents, I'm worried about plating my own meal for this reason, and making sure they knew it wasn't necessarily because of what was going to be on my plate, but the process of plating it myself with everyone around me. So describing that really clearly. And then from there, I was able to ask for what I needed, which was for my mom to step privately into the kitchen for a moment, make my plate with all the nutrition I needed, and just discreetly give it to me while everybody else was already seated.
Yeah, and that key of really putting in all the information is so helpful because your imagination does run wild as a parent, especially as you said, when you're trying to differentiate, is it what they really want? Is it what the eating disorder wants? I don't know.